Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Lobriam.
So you want to do the one today about money?
Yeah, you just took a big fat rip, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's all good.
I thought I was on mute. Sorry, man.
No, dude. Totally, it's funny as hell.
What's that?
I said it was funny as hell.
I thought I put you on mute.
No, don't worry about it, dude. Welcome back to the Lobriam Podcast. I'm Liam.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about money and how money defines us and how people see it as...
Good old Mula.
So, for example, with me, I grew up in, I'd call it a middle-class family. We didn't have millions growing up. My dad always called us reasonably well off. You know, we got by. We had money in the bank. We didn't have luxury homes or flashy cars or, you know, designer clothing or anything like that. But we were living like an average life in a decent sized house, getting by.
Yeah.
And I had a friend who grew up with a mansion, really, really rich parents. And, you know, he was a good guy. His parents were nice, but you could tell they really had money. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's more that in today's society, people who have things like mansions and all that are really like I said, kind of idolized, and it really defines them as a person. And people often now really flex what they have, and they're like, oh, look at my $100,000 diamond out gold plated necklace, or my, you know, $2 million Bugatti, or like things like that. It's like, just because you have nice things like that doesn't mean you need to go around flexing it. And don't get me wrong, I like designer things. I don't own any designer clothing or anything like that. And I like flashy cars as much as the next car guy, but if I had those luxuries, I wouldn't feel the need to go around telling the whole world, like, look at my shit. And I guess it's kind of like I guess more so on the internet than in like day-to-day life, it's kind of a problem. There's a lot of people who really feel the need to brag what they have and what they've earned, and it's just kind of pathetic if you ask me.
This generation that they want to be famous without doing the hard work. Like,
right.
They don't want that. You have to have that shitty job or that shitty experience to move on to the next thing. But now kids want to they want to be an influencer. You ask a kid what they want to be when they grow up, let's say a YouTuber. And that's crazy, man. Like that.
Or like a Twitch streamer or a TikToker. It's like, you don't just gain that success overnight. You got to put in the work. And, you know, all due respect to those who have grind. Like, I watched a lot of car YouTubers who have, like, I'll name one, TJ Hunt. It's probably one of my favorite car YouTubers. And he worked hard for what he has. Like, he has like a nice $1 million house and a bunch of flashy cars, and he worked hard for it. You know, he runs multiple companies. He has YouTube. He does other businesses. Like, he earned what he has and doesn't go around saying, like, you know, check out this $200 car I just bought. Like, check out this $50,000 performance part I just bought. Like, he's very humble about that kind of thing, which is respectable.
Yeah.
So, credits to TJ Hunt. You're an awesome YouTuber.
Yeah, and I find people just, the values are kind of gone now. Like, it's, I don't know, man. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody, like, you know, but it's a good chunk of people.
Yeah, like, one other thing, like, I thought about is Elon Musk, for example. You know, he's now, as of the making of this recording, the richest man in the world again.
Oh, wow.
I believe it's Jeff Bezos who was second place. You know, he's talked about spending billions on colonizing Mars and making robots to help do like shitty laborers jobs and all that. And, you know, it's nice that he's not just going out there and being like, check out my wealth and what I have. Like, he's actually trying to benefit society, and he gets a lot of shit, but personally, I think he doesn't deserve it. Like, I would love a Tesla just, you know, to help the environment, and not because it's like
Same here. I want a
I
Tesla.
don't like the nicest cars ever, but
Yeah, I want a Tesla really, really bad.
yeah,
Yeah, they're really sweet.
yeah, that would be like to me like an end game goal car purchase and like before I retire, I guess.
Yeah,
And not like the Model X. I'd probably set up like the C, Y, or 3 or whatever. Like they cost like under 100,000, obviously.
hmm
But I don't know, man. Like I just feel like even young kids on TikTok now, just like they go around flexing their what could be fake Rolexes, and again, their gold plated chains and all this shit. And it's like, what do you what do you gain from doing that? You know, like you are just showing off. You're an arrogant douche that flexes their wealth. I mean, think about those who came up on nothing. Like, you know, they're bad and be like, wow, what the like? Who cares that you have all this? You know, at least me and my family are slaving away, earning our money instead of you just dancing on TikTok, making a fool of yourself, and you know, getting money off that, which I think is what happens.
You know what I hate? I saw this post on Facebook the other day. And it was a picture of a man's hands, and they were like right dirty and like cut up. And it's
Yeah.
your husband doesn't come home looking like this, then he's not a real man.
See that like
It's like you gotta bust your balls and like die almost every day to be considered a hardworking man. Like it's bullshit, man. And like there's still that mentality, and then there's mentality like, you know, like girls don't want anything to do with guys that don't drive or have a job.
yeah, right. Like, you know, I'll be the first to say my fiance makes more money than I do, and that doesn't bother me because I still pay my equal share of all the bills. Like I help out with everything. I sometimes pay for shit she wants. She pays for shit I want. Like, you know, I don't go around expecting her to pay for everything. And I even tell her like, if she has to spot me money for something, then I'll pay her back. And if I have to spot her money, same thing. Like it's, you know, we found that equal balance.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, I wish I could be one of those guys that could pay for everything for her and have her just, you know, not have to work.
Same here, man. I wish that for Rachel too.
Yeah. Yeah, like to me, kind of going off what you said there, I don't come home with dirty hands and, you know, feeling beat up every day. Sometimes I come home tired a lot of the time. My job's very tiring, but I like it.
Exhausted.
To me, I feel like if I come home tired, it's a win because that makes me feel like I put in the work that day.
Yeah.
I've earned my time to sprawl out on the couch and watch TV or Netflix or play video games and relax.
That's right.
And the weekends, like, it's almost like I've lost the ability to take time to just relax. Like back in the day, 10 years ago, I could sit down and play video games for, I don't know, 10, 12 hours straight, you know, take the odd bathroom break and eat break and all that shit. But just grind and grind and grind. Whereas now I'm like, I have to constantly take breaks. I have to get up and stretch my legs. I have to, on weekends, I have to be productive or I feel almost depressed. Like I have to, you know, clean or do laundry or, you know, go outside and play the dog or go just leave the house, period. Or I feel like shit. You know, despite working hard to earn my things, I still feel like I have that obligation to, you know, help out around the house. And like, I guess anyone would. Like, I don't want to come home and be a lazy husband and do nothing.
Yeah.
And leave. That's not right. I always do my share of everything, like housework, paying the bills, looking after our animals, all that kind of thing. And not just some. And this goes back to the money thing. There are some people who have so much money they can just sit on their ass all day and just be like, oh, well, walk my dog. Oh, I can just hire someone for that. Oh, do the laundry. I can hire someone to do that. Clean my house. I can hire someone to do that. And, you know, it's good that people get their extra money doing these things. But at the same time, it's almost like a luxury you don't need. Does that make sense?
Oh, for sure.
Now that I'm mature, I've really taken consideration things I want versus things I need. Like, I would love to spend tons of money on parts for my car, which as of now is just a 2015 Toyota Corolla. You know, nothing fancy, not a sports car, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I would love to buy like an exhaust or a cold air intake or even a spoiler. All things are really expensive for it. Or I could go out and buy workout equipment, which I want for my in the process home gym as of right now. Spend maybe the same amount of money, but these things I feel like benefit more in the end. So really, what's the right choice? You know, like I could go out and buy a couple $100 Gucci belt or spend $100 on groceries. What's the right answer?
Oh yeah, Gucci belt all the way.
Absolutely.
No, man, no, I know what you mean.
Like
that's something I had to learn real quick when I met Rachel. Like, you know, I was 24. I made money and spent it. Like
yeah.
Terrible. I had to learn real quick, you know, having kids, having stepkids, that you can't do whatever you want. I had to really learn how to save and know,
Yeah.
you know, and I help around the house and stuff, and I help Rachel. Like, it, you know, I helped as much as I can, you know, and she does the same with me, and we got a really good balance too, man.
No, that's good. That's good.
We got really good partners, eh? Like,
Yeah, it's nice to have that reliability and understanding with your partner and being able to help out with things and yeah, all this and that.
I can't even imagine being single, man.
Yeah, it would be different, but
A day and age like this, like,
I don't want to like dox us and say where do we live, but in the main town around here, the price of rent, holy shit.
yeah, it's crazy. Do you want to tell people where we're from? I think, well, anyone who knows us knows. I got a New Brunswick flag in this video, but I guess it's audio, so I just gave it away.
Yeah,
But we're not in Brunswick, so
yeah, we're in PEI. I don't want to select the name of the town with or anything like that, honestly, but
we're in the middle of the woods somewhere.
yeah, dude, see on Facebook people advertise like a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, $2,600 a month for rent. Who in the hell can afford that?
No one. I don't.
Right?
I don't understand.
Considering a lot of jobs down here where we live are around minimum wage, like nothing crazy good.
Actually, I'm gonna look it up right now. Like the average rent, it's hard to find, but there's a 3-bedroom, 2 bath, 2 floor, and it's $445,000.
Jesus.
But it's right on the water. Yeah, apartment for rent, 2 bed, 1 bath, 1,154 a month.
See, like that's not terrible, I guess.
Man, like I remember when I was single back in 2014, I was paying $750 a month, and that was 2 people. So we were paying like 3 something each a month.
Yeah, $750. Did you say?
Yeah.
You're looking at about $375 each, I think. My math is right.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like when I first moved in with Tiffany into her apartment in the same town that we live in now, we paid $500 a month for 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and like a living room and kitchen combined. But it's a former motel, so it was tiny as hell. But for $500, everything included. So it wasn't terrible, but it was really small.
Yeah.
But the irony of that is I now pay less for a mortgage than I do my former rent.
Same here, man.
So it's like you're pissing away so much money. But again, $2,600 a month for rent. I get that mortgage will get paid off super quick, and kudos to the person that owned that house. Like it's like taxing the poor, you know?
Man, it's fucking crazy. No one can afford that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because I'm sure some of those aren't even like everything included. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really looked into them because I don't really need to, obviously, but I'm not trying to brag and say like, yeah, I own a house or anything like that. But
no.
You know, I consider myself very fortunate and lucky. I worked for my stuff and I'm thankful that I have this, but just like, holy Christ, like there needs to be something done about that, because what's going to happen if it keeps going up and up and up and minimum wage is still what it is? Like, people are going to get tossed onto the streets, like earlier this week, I went to Swiss Chalet and I got home after a 30-minute drive from, the distance from where I went to where I live, and my order's all fucked up. So I called and complained. I talked to the manager. She's really nice. And I was like, just at this point that everything's all fucked up for a 30-minute drive, what can we do about this? And she says, honestly, I'm really sorry, like really, really sorry. It's hard to find people to work now. They just hired on like a bunch of new people because people don't want to work and a lot of people quit and all that. And it's just like, that sucks, because people are getting all this free money and they don't feel obligated to work anymore. Whatever happened to working for your stuff now, Of all the things to agree upon with like vaccinations and travel and government mandates, all this shit, the only thing I disagree on is that this is the new normal.
Hard to believe that's going to be the new normal.
That's and I guess this is the whole topic for like entirely, but people saying like, and this is the one truth I believe, people saying like, eventually we're going to have to live with COVID, like the flu. If you get it, you deal with it. You get your COVID shot once a year, you're good. Same for the flu. Like, that's the reality. I did some thinking when I took that break there about it all. And one thing that I wish I'd done when I was younger is invested more in like stocks or trades or whatever.
Me too.
But I never really that shit older. Now, like people, okay, here's a good topic for money. People talk about Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, all this shit. NFTs, if you know what those are.
I have no clue, man. I don't even know what Bitcoin is.
Cryptocurrency. People buy like these, I think they're called non-fungible tokens, digital currency kind of thing. Another podcast I watched, one of the hosts often talks about how he buys and trades these things. Like he spent 50,000 worth of cryptocurrency on one thing, and in 2 months sold it for 550,000 in crypto. So he made 500K in 2 months, and it's like now everyone and in today's world is talking about crypto and like wanting to get into this shit. It's like, it just to me doesn't make a lot of sense. Fuck, like the money's there, I guess. I just feel like it's I don't know. It's like investing in stocks. It goes up, goes that kind of shit, like, and the appeal that, like, I'm pretty sure Tesla talked about how they would accept Bitcoin as payment for a Tesla itself.
I heard that, yeah.
But if it fluctuates in value, why wouldn't you? Like, I don't understand that,
Yeah.
Like, you could essentially pay more Bitcoin today for one than you could be in 2 weeks from now if the price goes up or down. Sorry.
Yeah.
Say it's like $100 for one Bitcoin now. 2 weeks now, it's $1,000. You're paying more now than you would be later. That part I don't understand. Non-fungible token more or less means that it's unique and can't be replaced with something else. For example, a Bitcoin is fungible. Trade one for another Bitcoin and you'll have exactly the same thing. NFTs like digital art, I guess. The most expensive NFT ever sold, $69.3 million.
And once you sell it, don't you own it?
I think once you buy it, you own it.
And that no one else can buy it from you unless you sell it. In other words, like no one can, every time you use that, say it's a meme that was sold.
Yeah.
NFT, right? Every time that meme's used, I think you get money for it or something, don't you? Or you get credit for it.
This is going off the Wikipedia page of NFT. It says a non-fungible token is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. Access to any copy of the original file, however, is not restricted to the buyer of the NFT. While copies of digital items are available for anyone to obtain, NFTs are tracked on blockchains to provide the owner with a proof of ownership that's separate from copyright. A unit of data stored on a digital ledger. Like, all that shit. It's like,
It seems so like confusing that it's impossible to make money from.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like one of those things.
I have a buddy who keeps trying to get me to like go to this website and like sign up and like farm crypto every day. Like every day you get like a little bit more, and it's just like, and it's worth something. I'm just like, fuck that, dude. He's like, why? And I was like, cause I don't want to get tied up in some legal shit in case it's all a big scam and things fall through. Like, I don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah, the thing with money, man, all in all for me is like, as long as I make enough to like get gas and get food for my kids and my wife and to be able to afford my vehicle, you know, I'll be fine. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not really looking to get rich, or it'd be nice, you know.
When I was in college a few years ago, my teacher often talked about, she was like an English teacher, she was big into like meanings of words and like different synonyms, all that shit, whatever you call it. Like she was big on how things can have different meanings, essentially.
Yeah.
And without realizing it. So in this case, being rich, how she defined it as, you can be poor financially, have $2 in the bank, have tattered clothes, live on the streets, all that kind of shit. But at the same time, you can be rich in the sense that you're alive and breathing. You have people around you, you know? So my case, I don't make good money, but I get by. I live in an average sized house. I drive an average car. I don't have millions in the bank. You know, I'm not poor. I'm not rich financially. How she worded it is, I do feel rich considering I have a roof over my head. I have a loving fiance. I have family. I have water to drink, food on the table, and you know, I have oxygen to breathe. So that's
super rich to a lot of people, man.
What's that?
Like even that is being rich to a lot of people who are poor.
Right.
You know,
I don't feel the need to have the most luxury, like as weird as it is. So I'm sure it's, I love watches and I love everything about them.
Yeah.
I don't own anything crazy, but I have this $50 watch that I got off Amazon.
Yeah.
You know, nice blue face, made of stainless steel, has Roman numerals, looks really nice. It looks luxurious kind of, but it's not, it didn't cost me tons. That to me is probably my most favorite thing that I own. And it's not because of financial value, obviously, because again, it's $50. It's not crazy compared to like, you know, $15,000 Rolex. I don't wear it every day, but when I do feel like, you know, I feel rich in the sense like I have this, it's enough for me. It's luxurious to me. I don't need like tons of designer shit to, you know, feel good about myself. That is enough to make myself feel good, you know?
That's right.
I don't go around bragging, being like, check it out, man, I got this awesome watch, because that's not who that's my, I guess, 2 cents on that matter.
Yeah, buddy.
What do you think?
Man, I feel like that's a great hobby to have. And it's not bragging, I don't think.
Yeah, like it's the little things in life that make me feel good. Like again, I have all these fake plants around me in my office here, and most of them are from the dollar store. They don't cost a whole lot, but they make me feel rich because they add value to me, because they make me feel like at peace and content and almost like I am in a forest or a jungle or whatever, and make me feel kind of, you know, relaxed. It's like my sanctuary.
Yeah, man.
I don't need like $1 million house to feel like empowered. That's the right way to put it, I think.
Yeah. That's like this shed I got out here, man. Like I got all my cool stuff out here. And
exactly.
I feel at peace. Got a house, got my own shed. That's all I could ever want, really.
Right. There's one more thing I want to add on topic of money too. And this is probably because I watch a lot of YouTube and like pay attention to internet drama and all that stuff. I'm not going to name who it is, but there's a family on YouTube, and it's pretty obvious who it is now if you keep up with this shit. They have like a $10 million house, multiple hundreds of $1,000 cars, And now they're losing their house through the bank repossessing it because the guy tried to scam another company essentially, and he got called out for fraud and hasn't he hosted an event, didn't pay the fighters of the event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's been sued multiple times by the fighters, by the companies he worked with. So he's losing everything. And it just goes to show that if you have your wealth, you're not untouchable.
Yeah.
And you can't go around being an arrogant dick about it and bragging like, check out my Rolls Royce, man, check out my Lamborghini, man, and just like thinking you're above everything, because you're not. You are a selfish, entitled douchebag, and
anything can happen to you.
Exactly. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. I can't say that I'm not a little bit happy it's happening to this guy, even though the worst part is his kids are 4, 2, and not even and 1.
Oh, really?
And they're losing their home, greed and ill-placed events, and just I feel bad for the kids. For him, not so much.
Yeah, the kids, man. Yeah, that's the main part, eh?
Yeah, it's like you have all the money in the world and you still desire, greed is what took over his mind. And I never liked this guy to begin with. So
yeah,
I can talk all the trash in the world about him, but I'm not going to. But I feel horrible for his kids. For him, not so much. And he let greed get to his head, and now it's his downfall. He's literally losing everything. His wife is in a lawsuit too because I guess she scammed her company or something like that. Long story on that, but it's just sad that 2 parents who are actually around our age, they're both, I think, 30 and close to 30, fuck, just they threw away everything. They had it all.
Yeah, man.
As they wanted everything, they wanted more money on top of the millions they already had. They fucking lost it all.
That's greed for you, eh?
Exactly. And it just goes, and okay, here's another good example too. Since we're on this, I'm really thinking of things here now. There's a guy I used to watch on YouTube who's known for, he came up from nothing.
Yeah.
For eating challenges, and he had a video on Instagram where he used to be at Bang the Fitness, and he put a bunch of raw eggs into a bong, took a hit, and then drank the eggs out of the bong. He did a weird like that, right?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say his name. I'll send it to you after.
Yeah.
And now he's wrapped up in an online website that he promotes, but they also give him house money to play with and better odds and all that. So he portrays himself on the internet winning unreal amounts of money, winning 500K, 200K, 100K, every other spin on the slots. The odds that are out of this world, right? But he makes it look like it's easy. So he's promoting this company, making shitload of money off that, and he gives away tons and tons of cars and all his YouTube videos to people. He's buy my friend a $100,000 truck, buy my friend this, buy my friend 300, and he buys himself tons of ISO jewelry, tons of luxury watches, he owns, I think, 5 luxury cars. I'll give him credit. At 22, he's done that. He's retired his parents, which is awesome. But every video, and I follow the Reddit page about this man, every post on the Reddit is, look at him flex his new this, and this, because he's money got to him. He used to be so humble about it.
Yeah.
And do the videos because he wanted to. He wanted to show off and drink eggs out of a bong and eat 50 burgers or eat 100 nuggets. And, he did it for fun. Now it's just about the money, and the money has clearly gotten to him. And he made on Instagram the other day on his story saying something and this again is probably going to give away who it is, but I'm not going to say his name. He made a story saying I could have 200 million if I sold out and I was greedy, but I'm not, so fuck all you or something like that. Even though he pretty much brags in every post on YouTube and Twitch and Instagram about how he bought a $500 Richard Mille, if you know what that is. It's a watch. It's a luxury watch, and they cost a lot of money. just like constant bragging, and just it's so. And I've lost all interest in the guy now. I used to be so excited to see him upload, and now when I see this post, I'm just like, oh, what's he gonna brag about today?
Oh yeah.
But people now see it as him using all the watches and jewelry as a way to launder his money that he's earned by scamming his fans through the gambling site. So like his reputation is going down the shitter, and people are calling him out for it. People still support the guy, but it's just like, bottom line is the greed got to him, and you can really tell that it's changed him. I'm sure anyone watching this can figure out who this guy is I'm talking about here. You know, it really, like, it is sad to see how money has changed him. And yeah, like I said, I don't enjoy watching the videos anymore. I don't really follow him on these socials anymore. It's just like, it's constant, like, bragging about what he has. And he's talked about owning like $7 million in properties, and good on you for doing that. You're being smart with your money at the same time, but like, you don't need to go around talking about like your new watch. And this again will give away who it is, but a few weeks ago, he had a Richard Mille on both wrists, and then he had one on a string around his, like a piece of string around his neck, and he says, this in total is worth about $1 million in jewelry that I'm wearing, even though it's a fucking rubber watch on a piece of string around his neck.
Oh my God.
And people are giving so much grief, saying like, you're a scam piece of shit, like you're flexing too hard and all this. And it's just like, because you have that, good for you, but you don't have to go around telling the whole fucking world, because who cares? I wouldn't go around bragging about it.
Yeah, it's too much when people do that.
Yeah, so that's my 2 cents. I'm glad I thought about that before we cut it off here. But
Yeah, man.
prime example of what money does to a person.
Exactly.
Like if I was in this position, okay, sure, I'd love an RM, but I wouldn't go around bragging about it.
Yeah, exactly.